What is up, OSIMA Ball Reviews? Keegan here, and a little bit of announcements first. First off, I actually will be filming this portion of the video before throwing the ball going forward. We've always kind of made it seem like that was the case, but most of the time it just wasn't. We've just, acted like it was, and then we weren't entirely sure what we were going to do with the ball, but this time and going forward, this is actually going to be the case. This ball doesn't even have holes in it yet when I'm filming this. We're talking about the Brunswick Endeavor. Newest Pearl skid flip ball in the advanced category for Brunswick. Same line as like the Teal Rhino Pro. Essentially replacing the Attitude from last year. Let's get into like the actual specs of it. First off, the outside of the ball. The Activator Plus 3.0 Pearl. Activator Plus has been a staple of the advanced line for forever, since I think it was like the original Hero. Finished at Brunswick's kind of standard polished performance look with the 500, 1000, 1500, and then compound. That's not where this ball gets interesting though. They do have a new piece of technology with this ball, and that is going to be the tiered hexagon core. Does not feature dot, but is new nonetheless, with a 254 RG and an 045 differential. I'm drilling mine to kind of tame down the responsiveness that I've seen this ball have other places. I'm still going into it with an open mind, but I'm actually drilling mine pinned down. I'm going with a 5x75 layout. It is symmetric. That other number doesn't really matter. It's 50 for those who do care. But yeah, I'm super excited for it. Let's head on the lane and see if I guess right. All right, here we are with the Endeavor on lane, and as you can see, it's honestly kind of just like middle ground performance. Like it is pretty sharp. I don't know what exactly I was bowling on. I was told it was a house shot. Didn't really feel like one. And as I mentioned in the review for the archetype, I was sick on the day of filming, so excuse my balance. But you can tell that it's like that RG is really helping to get down lane before it really wants to read. But when it does, it is a pretty defined motion. My layout did the trick. It kind of helped keep it controllable for me. If I'd gone pin up on it, I think I would have just seen a lot of issues out of it. But with the pin down, it just kind of seems a little bit smoother than it otherwise would have been. And this is right after I filmed the archetype hybrid, so I had burned in a pretty good track, and I tried throwing it pretty much the same spot where I was. I did end up getting actually deeper than it, because it did have a little bit more energy to it and responsiveness. But the shape complement was actually pretty good. I'd say that the Endeavor is honestly probably just like, it's definitely a little bit more responsive than the archetype hybrid, but otherwise it's a really good step down. Like for whenever the archetype hybrid just gets to be too much, it's just, granted, I haven't had a chance to put it on its paces through like the sport shot and everything. As you can see there, I got way deep and it was still looking good, just because I was able to just kind of toss it out there and would always make it back to the pocket. I did leave quite a few 10 pins, a lot of them ringing 10s throughout filming, although I partially contribute that to my balance, not necessarily the ball itself, but part partially the pattern where it was kind of playing like an actual pattern, partially not, but you can see there that one was actually kind of a flat 10, where it just wasn't quite making it back. And I was also kind of getting hybrid 10s, if I'm being honest. It's not the ball I would throw on this pattern, this is more just kind of to demonstrate what the ball was doing. And honestly, it kept me in the pocket. And it was honestly pretty fun to get it there. I had a lot more room to the right than I expected to, which was pretty nice. But it didn't really wake up until I got into these deeper zones. Like you can see that. And that one was just kind of showing off the dynamic core carry, where I pushed it to its limit and it just did not make it back. But as I kind of burned the lane in, it let me like get deeper like that. And let me honestly throw it a little bit slower. I don't have a lot of balls that do that. Especially responsive balls don't really let me throw them slower. I'm pretty rev dominant, as you can tell in the video. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. It's just really kind of that standard middle ground pearl piece, but it has a ton of response behind that. Going pin down was definitely the right option for me. If I drilled another one, I'd probably go 5.5 by 30 on it. Go pin up, sun a little bit, just kind of keep it lopey. Because I wouldn't want to do anything like max flare on it or like max flip. I just feel that would pretty much make it uncontrollable. Like I was having to control the ball roll with my hand pretty well throughout filming for both of them. I had a little bit more forgiveness with the Archetype than I did the Endeavor, but that's kind of to be expected with a much stronger cover. But this kind of would slot in the middle of anything. If I was to, and honestly, it really pairs nicely with the Teal Rhino Pro, where the Teal Rhino Pro is just kind of, it's clean, but it's very smooth on the back end. Once it can handle angle, but if you're ever forced like too far deep for it to like really want to get back, I feel the Endeavor is going to be a really good like kind of, you know, step into. If I was to build an arsenal around these, the Endeavor would probably be in my like 4 slot. Above that, I'd probably put something like an Archetype Hybrid. Probably sanded though, probably to like 3K. Something like I don't know. I can throw them now, so let's just say like something like a Summit or a Phase 2. Then a Teal Rhino, the Endeavor, and then probably some like it's showing its age at this point, like something like one like a High Road or High Road Pearl below that, or like a Hustle of some sort, or just my typical standard answer for that last ball in urethane. Like it's kind of just that standard middle ground to where you could throw a lot of stuff around it and be fine. So I can't, but shape wise, if you're looking for something like similar shape but like more of it, you could go for something like a Theorem. A lot of people are seeing the Archetype Hybrid as a lot sharper, which I mean, granted, if I'm seeing this, I could definitely see that, but from what I saw from it, it just was like really tumbly and rolly. Honestly, it may have walked up from that layout, which is kind of what I was looking for, but with the Endeavor doing what it did as well, I'm not too upset about it. Yeah, the Theorem Archetype Hybrid, if you're like looking for the same shape going down in hook potential from what everyone else has seen, that would be a pretty good lineup. From what I've seen, Theorem is a definite on that. Archetype Hybrid remains to be seen. But anyways, I've talked long enough in this video. I've been OSIMA Ball Reviews. Oh shoot, I missed again. And I hope I don't miss y'all next time. Thanks for watching.